Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 11 on the 30 days of real estate content. My name is John Olis and I'm the CEO of Red Diamond Properties Limited. Over the last 10 days, I've spoken on different aspects of real estate in Nigeria, from defining what real estate means to talking about different ways you can invest or make money in real estate, from property brokerage to land banking to short let to yearly rentals. And also, I've spoken on the different kinds of land titles in Nigeria. Today, I want to talk about another form of real estate investment, which is called property flipping. And I'll go straight to the point. And the real estate sector, you need to know, is very large, and there's so many ways you can make money based on your risk appetite, based on your financial capability. And the one I want to talk about today, which is property flipping, is quite financially demanding. So what is property flipping? Property flipping is buying a property, renovating it or upscaling it, and selling it, reselling it quickly for a profit. I'll come again. Property flipping is buying a property, making renovations or upscaling it, and reselling it quickly for a profit. When you buy a property for property flipping, realize that you don't buy that property to reside in it. You don't. You buy the property to make renovations, upscaling it, and selling it. I also want you to know something about property flipping, that in property flipping, you do not make the money when you sell the property. No. It's at the point of buying the property that you make the money. So you need to be able to buy a property that is below the market value, making improvement to it and selling it. So I say it again, in property flipping, you make the money when you buy the property, not when you sell it. If it's at the point of selling, you are now trying to factor in the profit, you've already missed it. That's why there are 5 things you should do if you want to become a property flipper. And as I said, property flipping is quite capitally intensive. It's not like brokerage where you don't need any money to start. Because in property flipping, you need cash, or you need to have capital that you can use to get the property you want. So the first thing I want to talk about, if you want to go into property flipping, is to carry out a financial analysis. Remember, I said in property flipping, it is when you buy that you make profit, not when you sell. You want to know the costs of the house. You want to know the agency fee you will pay. You want to know the taxes you will pay. You want to factor in the cost of renovation. You want to factor in the cost of everything that it will take for you to flip that property. Factor in everything, do out the financial analysis, and know whether after you have expended all this cost, you can make between a 20 to 40% or more returns if you quickly flip the property. So you need to carry out that financial analysis, because it's very important. If you do not sit down, count the cost, do everything, but you now wait until you buy the property and do everything before you now want to start coming up with the cost price or the price you want to sell it, you would have lost out. So the first thing you want to do is to be able to carry out the financial analysis. Do the costing of everything and your projected price to sell, and then if it's a good deal, that's where you can go into it. So that's the first thing you need to do. Carry out the financial analysis. The second thing you need to do is to find out properties that are below the market price, below the market price or market value. Remember, I said the property flipping is when you buy, you make money, not when you sell. So you want to look for distressed sales. My mentor in real estate, Dr. Simnaketa, shared the story of a property flip. A man was in health crisis and he had quite a number of properties. And the property was valued at $2 million, but because he needed funds urgently to attend to his health crisis, he bought it at $1 million. He sold it at $1 million rather. And the person who bought it, when he bought it, he quickly flipped it and sold it at a very good price. So you want to look for distress sale, people who are sick, You want to look for people who may be relocating. You know, it's a thing in Nigeria when some people are relocating and they say they're not coming back to Nigeria again, which may not be advisable though. But when they want to relocate, they just sell off everything. They need funds. So they're even ready to sell it and below the market price because they're pressed for cash. So that is a distress sale. That is another way to get properties below the market price or the market value that you can easily flip. So that is finding properties that are below the market price. Another way to find properties that are below the market price is to look for properties that are undergoing foreclosure. Many times when people want to when people need money, whether they want to loan and use the money for business or whatever it is, they sometimes use their houses as collateral or one of the different properties they have as collateral to the banks. And when they default on the loans and all efforts to repay the loans have fallen through, what the banks now do is that they foreclose the property and they now want to dispose of the property. Because the bank holding on to the property is a loss to them, which many people do not know. So many times the bank will be ready to sell below the market value just to be able to recover the amount they have given to the debtor, to the person who borrowed money from them. So bank foreclosures is another good way for you to be able to get distressed properties, to be able to get properties below their market value. The third thing I want to talk about in doing property flipping very well is buying in a good location. The subject matter of location cuts across every area of real estate. Location is key in every area of real estate. Location can be the difference between a successful real estate investment and a failing real estate investment. Location is key because people are more attracted to good locations. People are more attracted to good locations. If you are in an Abuja, it's a good place for property flipping. I used to live in Gwarimpa in Abuja before I moved to my current location. And one thing I really saw there was houses were being flipped. You would just see a property being renovated. You know the house has been bought over. Old houses, right? Old house, because in Gwarimpa in Abuja, Gwarimpa was built in the late 90s in the Abacha regime in the late 90s. And many times the houses are uniform. Many of them are fully detached duplex, especially on the 69 road axis. So these are old houses, but they were solid houses. So you now see people, they buy the houses, they renovate it, increase the height, remove the roof, increase the height, and they resell. But one thing to know when you are choosing a location is that you must also be conscious about getting the approvals necessary for whatever you want to do, especially if you want to change it from a residential to a commercial. Because I've seen situations where in Abuja that the right approvals are not gotten, and the buyer just start working on the property to renovate. And what happens? The government authorities come and they put on the house change of use, revert. So what they're saying is that you have changed the use of this house. This is not the purpose for which it was given. Revert to the original purpose. And that for one will be a clog in the wheel of the transaction. So you want to be able to get the necessary approvals before you go with your land and your property flipping transaction. So you buy in a good location. Location is key in every real estate transaction. And what's the next thing you should do? This is it. Carry out top-notch renovation, because that is just the most important thing. In fact, in property flipping, it's not just limited to a house below the market price. Property flipping can also be a building that is uncompleted, carcass, right? You know, it is finishing a property that makes the difference. So for instance, in the same Maitama in Abuja, a 5-bedroom duplex may be 2 billion, while another is 3 billion. In the same Maitama, it is finishing that matters. So your ability to do top-notch finishes is what differentiates a successful property flipping transaction from the other. Put beautiful lightnings. Beautiful lightnings. Put great tilings. Make it so beautiful. Use nice paints. You want to consider the environment. As at the time of writing my book, How to Make Money in Real Estate in Nigeria 2 years ago, and I was still living in Gwarimpa, I said that I noticed many of the houses being flipped were painted white. I asked myself, why white? Because Abuja sometimes can be hot. As at the time I was writing it, the weather was 38 degrees. And the thing about white is that white repels heat. But if you paint a place black, it attracts heat. There's some colors that attract heat. So you want to know the right paint combination that will bring out the best in the property. You want to use the right tiling, whether marble, that will bring out the beauty, accentuate the beauty of the house. You want to put beautiful lighting, chandeliers that will make the place to be remarkable. You want to make the bathroom to be neat, nice WCs, if possible jacuzzis, because it is the finishing that makes all the difference in a property that is to be flipped. It's the finishing that matters. So when you have done all that, you've carried out your financial analysis and you know that it's a good transaction, everything adds up. You have found out the distressed property. Remember I said in property flipping, you do not make profit when you sell, you make profit when you buy. So you found out the property, whether it's a distress sale, whether it's a foreclosure, generally a property that is below market value. Number 3, you've bought in a good location. Number 4, you've carried out top-notch renovation. Then the last but not the least is now to sell. Use every and any method to sell. It can be online. You can use, if you want to use platforms, run it through Facebook ads, run it through Instagram ads, run it through GG, run it through Nigeria Property Center, as many online platforms. The good thing is that if you're the one selling it yourself, you'll not have to pay an agent or a broker the 5%. But if you don't want to go through the stress of having to sell it yourself, give it to a broker or different brokers. Now, one thing to do to easily sell your property is to have numerous brokers that sell your property. So don't let it be an exclusive brokerage given to one person, especially when the person is not giving you a timeline under which they will sell, or they are not giving you some form of positive consideration. You give it to so many people. The more people market it, the better for you. And in Nigeria, Abuja here, we have so many brokers. Same for Lagos, same for different places in Nigeria. So give it to different brokers. And especially when it's in a good location, it's much, much easier to sell. So this is what you need to know about property flipping. There's still so much more, but this is where I'm going to stop for today. Property flipping is a good way to make money in real estate in Nigeria. My name is John Olisa and I'm the CEO of Red Diamond Properties Limited, a property development company. Recently, we launched our estate in Kuchiako Extension, Koje, Abuja. And with a 200 square meter plot of land, you can build a 3-bedroom terrace duplex, which goes for 1.5 million. With a 300 square meter plot of land, you can build a 4-bedroom semi-detached duplex, which goes for 2.2 million. With a 400 square meter plot of land, you can build a 5-bedroom fully detached duplex, and it goes for 3 million. While with a 1,000 square meter plot of land, you can build 6 units of 1, 2, 3 bedroom blocks of flat, 2 units each, and it goes for 7 million. So you can contact me today on +234 813 799 0792, +234 813 799 0792. You can send an email to our company, reddiamondproperties10@gmail.com. By God's grace, tomorrow I'll continue on this my real estate 30-day series. It will be day 12, and I'll keep on talking on different parts and aspects of real estate. Remember, the first rule of investment is this: before investing money in an investment, invest money first in acquiring knowledge about the investment, which is what I'm doing to you, giving you knowledge, giving you value free of charge, and I'm not charging you for it. So the best you can do is listen, like, comment, share. And for those of you who could not join the Facebook Live today, kindly go to my YouTube channel, John Olisa. With God's grace, I'm going to be uploading the video there so you can watch and get some more value and reach out to me. Thank you so very much for joining me in today's live on Thursday, 5th of March 2026. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.